Having trouble with your garage door? Problem solved. Call Direct Service Overhead Garage Door Company. We're your go-to team for garage door repair, new garage doors, openers, and more. We offer same-day service. We're always ready when you need us. Best of all, you can book your appointment online or talk to a live operator 24/7. No machines, no waiting. So whether it's a broken spring or a brand new garage door, trust the local experts at Direct Service Garage Doors. Call us today or visit directserviceoverhead.com.
Yo! Get that off my screen. What's going on, everybody? Oh, my goodness, he's live. It's not even 5 o'clock on a Thursday, and Ty Hudson is live on Tuss Talk with Ty YouTube. What the hell's going on? Well, I kind of thought this was worth talking about. I kind of thought this might be worth talking about for just a second. So, yeah, make sure you guys, as you're hopping in here, make sure you like, share, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget the notification button also, and click all for this very reason. Look at that. We're live on a random ass Thursday, and we're trying to do a little bit more of that. Okay. So I'll give you guys just a second to get in here. Finally catching a live. What's up, Mitch? How you doing, man? Austin Foster and Mitch are in our live. They're here watching live. They're not a part of the replay gang this time. That's awesome. Hey, I appreciate replay gang too, though. Replay gang also keeps the lights on, just like Tuss Talk with Ty Patreon supporters. So yeah, if you want to join, I'm sure one of the mods will have the link in the live chat here in just a second. If you guys would be so kind, I'd appreciate that. Yeah, so Patreon. People apparently watching the video that I posted on Patreon. You don't have to be a paid member to watch it. You can just sign up for Tuss Talk with Ty Patreon and watch it. It's just me talking about going over a young lady's video about the Waltons and Arkansas NIL. So look at this nice little segue here, right? Speaking of NIL. It's being reported here. Now, I want to say this. I better get the right graphic up. Is this it? There it is. Curry Hicks Sage on Twitter. Now, listen, I want to throw this out there. This has not been confirmed. Okay? None of this has been confirmed. I know Facebook people are going to be pissed about this, especially the Facebook people. Just go read the comments of some of those Razorback Facebook groups where I'm posting these live links. They're either going to be yelling at me, something they don't like about what I said or something about the title, or they're going to be screaming and yelling about this. And maybe they're right. Maybe this whole thing isn't a good idea. But Curry Hicks Sage. So again, I'm gonna urge a little bit of caution here. Yes, this is someone who I think pretty sure he got the football coach prediction wrong. If I remember right, he was, and I don't want to misquote him, and please don't go, hurling stones at him. You might want to fact check this first. I'm almost positive he was one of the ones that was saying that either Franklin or Golish were coming to Arkansas. I can't remember. So he might have been wrong about the football head coaching search. Someone had said that to me as much in one of those wonderful group chats that I'm in. Hey, this guy not super accurate. However, he's been pretty accurate about some other things. So, when he says stuff like this. So then after reading this, I reached out to a couple of people, and both of them are claiming they're hearing the same thing. Not both of them are not media people. One of them isn't, and they're both saying the same thing. Yeah, no, this is happening. So I'll read this out loud. Source: the University of Arkansas is imminently set to strike a major sponsorship deal with Tyson Chicken. As part of the deal, the poultry company's logo is expected to appear on Razorback jerseys for years to come. Now, is that across all sports? And then we also got to figure out the naming rights to the stadium. I wonder if they're getting in on this too. I don't know. That's worth a pretty penny, I'm told. So if he gets this one right, and by the way, this is one of the reasons why I'm reporting on this is, yes, he's had a pretty decent history in getting some things right. And this is the most predictable thing of all time. Of course they're going to get involved with this in some way and getting their logo on the jerseys. Come on. Are we kidding? Razorback basketball brought to you by Chicken Man. I mean, this isn't super shocking. So I thinking about it, as soon as I saw this and I saw who posted it and then immediately reached out to people, I was like, yeah, we have to go live and talk about this. Now, as far as what I'm hearing, if this is true, I can't confirm the amount and I can't confirm how long. One of them, who I trust mightily, believes that this is a long-term deal, meaning north of 5 to 6 years, north of that. And the deal could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Could be. Now, it could be, I don't know. It could be a deal $4 or $5 million a year. Just like, yeah, we're going to put the logos on the jerseys, but we're not that confident in the ROI. So we're going to give you just a little bit, but because we're TYSON, because we have this great relationship with the university, and obviously with Coach Cal and basketball and John Tyson, we're valuing it at this amount. It might be less than what's kind of being thrown out there. Nobody knows for sure. In fact, no one even knows for sure that this is legit. Again, this guy is not batting perfect, right? He's not batting 1,000 here. He's not on base all the time. So, but nobody does. Anyone in this industry, in this business that's throwing out this kind of information, nobody's perfect. Look at recruiting, the crystal balls over the years, like the most credible people. Some of them are their predictions are far south of 100%. So I would say I'm leaning on this being pretty accurate, on this being probably true. Now, we don't know all the specifics. Again, we don't know if I think this, if they're saying long term, it's got to be 6 to 8 years. I mean, it's got to be something. It's got to be, when you say long term in TYSON with the University of Arkansas, it's got to be up there, right? So yeah, this is a big deal. Now, if I'm trying to think of the most wild prediction here. Let's say it is, I don't know, 5 years. 20, 40, 60, 80. So $20 million a year, 5 years. Let's just say that. Is that how good is that? Are we giving Hunter Yurachek some credit here? I mean, listen, I'm all about, when you got to hurl a tomato at, I'm not saying you should hurl tomatoes at him physically. Don't do that. What I mean is, like, when it comes to criticizing the guy, I'm going to do it. I'm not a bought and paid for shill of the University of Arkansas, and that's not targeting anybody specific. I'm going to tell you, like, yeah, Hunter, and you guys know me. I've been doing this for a long time. Going back to before Hunter was here, I will hurl a philosophical tomato or a word salad that is not the most positive if I don't believe the athletic director, the head coach is doing well, or the coaches or the coaching staff. I will absolutely do that. But when they do right, when they do well, I think really, before we even answer that question, we got to know the specifics of this deal, which I'm assuming, if it's true, I have to throw that capital IF there. If this is true and we get an idea of what this is, I guess we can revisit that question. Now, if it is not a long-term deal and it's not for a ton of money, I don't know that it's as big of a deal, obviously, as we think it is. Yeah, their logo's already on the field. They're already present on the University of Arkansas. So, again, not a huge shock. I'm curious what you guys think of this, though. Again, if it's real, what you think. Fishman says boomers are so easy to make fun of. But I do love my parents. I love my dad. Arky56 might be roaming around in chat. He's probably somewhere. Yeah, so this could potentially be absolutely huge. Now, on the minus side, yeah, it's going to be awfully, I remember my reaction to some of the, the pro teams that were doing that with slapping that fat logo on their jersey. I remember looking at the posters. They're not as fun to look at when they've got that big corporate sponsor on there. You don't like the idea of corporate America I mean, they're already involved, guys. I really don't know what to tell anybody anymore. Like, they're already here. They're already, I mean, it's basically billionaire football now. I mean, you see Mark Cuban in Indiana. SMU just got like $50 million hurled at the athletic department. Texas Tech and the oil. I mean, I wonder out west when the software people are going to get involved. Phil Knight and Nike with Oregon. Like, this is nothing new. But, when this idea was first floated around, I can remember this being a conversation back when Bielema was here. And if I remember right, one of the more prominent schools was rumored to be it might have been Tennessee. It was having some financial issues. And the idea of corporate sponsors coming in to save the day, I don't know if you guys remember that. I might be getting my timelines mixed up there. But anyways, this has been a conversation before. My immediate gut reaction was, ooh, that's disgusting. Like, I don't want that. I don't want corporate America on a college jersey. In this day and age, where we're at and where college athletics is at, I don't know. Here, I get it. It's kind of it's ugly. That TYSON logo is, I mean, it's not changed as long as that company's been around. I mean, obviously it has, but that TYSON logo has been the same since I was a kid. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Maybe they could modernize I think they have actually modernized their logo though, right? Isn't there a navy blue TYSON logo that's out there too? Maybe the one that I have on the thumbnail is actually out of date. Maybe they do have an updated. I don't know. Neither one of them are pretty to look at because I have seen the other one. I'm pretty sure I've seen the other one. So maybe they do have that modernized. Either way, both of them are not appealing. And if you're going to throw that on the jersey, and by the way, there's been corporate sponsorships or corporate partnerships in some degree for decades. Nike, right? Reebok, Converse, Adidas. And what do? Of course, because they literally made the uniforms, but they slapped their logo on the chest. So as the more I think about it, I'm not against it as long as the logo doesn't. If it's not this gigantic TYSON logo. If it's just there, you could see it, and hell, the Razorback red. I wonder how that'll actually look. But because the old logo, or maybe it's still the logo, I don't know. Companies also use more than one, but the old one, it's that bright, flashy, like orange looking or orangish red color, whatever. So I wonder that might clash a little bit with those red jerseys. Stick out like a son of a bitch on the white jerseys, though, won't it? So there's the cons. Like you could have a gross logo, and you just don't want corporate America in your face. They're already on your damn field and on your courts. Now they're on your jerseys more so. You're gonna have another, and then that's the other question: how many corporate sponsors? Because I guarantee you, there are going to be programs that put multiple. They're going to get multiple sponsorships. So do you reach out to JB Hunt to do this also? Do you reach out to Fletcher down in Little Rock to do that? Although I don't know that he would. Him going up, obviously him versus the Tysons, the JB Hunts, and the Walmart, or the Waltons, not going to be a pretty, I should say Walmart, not technically the Waltons. But, so the big dogs, right? Walmart and TYSON, are they going to reach out? Are they going to get in on this deal? So, and again, I guess it kind of depends on, does TYSON want exclusivity, right? Do they just want to be the only sponsor, and that's going to come with an extra charge, baby? That's extra cheddar. So what this could do for NIL, if, again, we don't have the specifics because there are none right now, unless there's already been a deal struck. But again, we don't have the specifics. It makes you wonder how much of this money is going towards NIL and how much of it is going to just the athletic department as a whole. I guess it's one and the same actually. So where does this go in terms of helping and assisting? The players, or does none of it? Is this actually just for the upgrades and all that? Again, we're kind of like we're really getting ahead of ourselves. We don't know what the amount is. Again, only thing I know is this sounds like they're trying to strike it's probably a long-term thing, and I think that's going to be beyond. It's going to be beyond 5-6 years if I keep seeing that word. I don't know. Let's read chat. Kenneth Mackey says, I love capitalism. Well, listen, I wouldn't say I love capitalism. I think it's the best system available. It's sure as shit better than socialism and communism. So, I mean, I'm a free market guy. I realize it's got its faults, but name a system that doesn't. There is no utopia. Everybody's not equal. I mean, that's just the facts of life. Humans just kind of suck, and then they exploit these systems, right? You got bad people in every system. It just turns out that communism is responsible for a shit ton of death. I'm not going politics here, though. Let's see. Someone had a really good point here, I thought. I was reading. A second. Austin says, I'd rather be on the helmet than the jersey. Austin, what? You want a giant Tyson logo on the helmet? Or are you talking about like on the back like they do? I could maybe get on board with that. In this landscape of college sports, it's do or get left behind. That is 100% correct, Mitch. Celtics for Life 87. That is 1,000% correct. Because if you're thinking about doing it, somebody else is going to do it. That's just how it works. Tyson's name is on the football field already. Yep, it is. As is Walmart. Austin says long-term to me means a decade plus. Well, I have heard that. I have heard decade plus. I don't know that. Listen, there better be a hell of a deal there if that's what you're doing. What's up, Travis? What are you doing, man? Back in the helmet, I could see a helmet sticker. Yeah, I think that would be the right way to go. But I don't know. I don't know that if. I don't know. Again, we gotta know what's in the deal here, right? Like they're not going to pay a ton of money for a long-term deal to have a little sticker on the back of their helmets. I think this is going on the jersey. I think it's going on the jersey. If this sponsor patch can be messed up, Hunter will find the way. Do you have faith? Maybe that should have been the poll. Do you have faith that Hunter Yurchak will see this through? Driving back to Conway. Of course you are. You're leaving us again, aren't you? Austin says on the back, definitely not a big one. I mean, because in my mind, Austin, what I'm thinking is they're paying a fat check, and there's no way they're doing a sticker on the back of the helmet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a sticker on the back of the helmet. I don't know. Hunter going to get sponsored by Dollar General. Oh, man. If y'all watch Dane the Great on Facebook, he's this, like, stubby dude, like in Louisiana or somewhere, and he does these videos. He has this video about Dollar General that is, I swear to God, I nearly pee my pants every time I watch it. Crime is real high here, huh? All right, man. All right, I'm sold. There's already a Dollar General 15 feet away. Why didn't you tell me that? I'm sold. It's a great video. I highly recommend you go watch that dude's content. I think it's Dane the Great on Facebook. I think that's what it is. Dayne. It's so funny, man. Or just look up Dollar General sketch. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of those. With the ads on the boards, let's see. With the ads on the boards or the ice and glass, says Megan, I think you're going to see a lot more. If it is true, if the 10-year deal is true, and that was something that was floated around, holy God, that's going to be a big deal. By the way, really quick, did you guys know the NFL Combine's happening? And Cam Ball ran his 40. Cam Ball ran a 5.13 at 6'4", 310 pounds, and that is towards the bottom of so far. I mean, a lot of these guys have ran here. How many have ran? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 15, I think 15 players have ran. He's 13th. Yeah, he's got to have a hell of a combine, and he's not off to a great start. I don't know if he gets drafted or not, man. I don't know. Nothing is even a dollar there anymore. Should be the 350 general. I will say though, I bought a couple of grabbers. You know the grabbers, the little pincher things. I bought a couple of those. I think I paid $3. I use them because we get laundry falls back behind our our laundry basket. It's so hard to get back there. Even my kids struggle to get back there. So I was like, I know, I'll buy a couple of those claw things. I went to Walgreens. The only one they sell is like $35. It's like stainless steel. Why the hell do I need that? Then I went across the street. Maybe that's Family Dollar. I get them all freaking mixed up. It's the green one, Family Dollar. But I think I paid like $3 for both of them. That was a good deal. Dollar General, is this a joke? No, Dollar General's not. No. Yeah, it's a joke. Dollar General Razorback Stadium. Yeah, it's a joke, bro. Calm down, Camo. DG Razorback Stadium. Clover Valley branded concessions incoming. Yeah. So the poll is, are you for or against corporate logos on Arkansas jerseys? I'm with you guys. I'm 70%. I in this day and age, man, you've got to get out in front. I don't know. Again, there's all kinds of speculation as to what this, assuming this is all true, there's all kind of speculation out there that this is that it's happening. It sounds like it is happening. Now, I guess the question next is like, when do they actually announce? But 71% of you right now are saying you're for, and I'm with you. I'm right there with you. Dollar Tree Dollar Tree / Green, Family Dollar, Red Dollar General. I've never heard of that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Family Dollar Tree's red, Dollar General's yellow. Yeah, okay, so it's Dollar Tree then. There you go. That's the one. It's Dollar Tree. That's correct. So that's the one. Yeah, I went across the street. They're across the street over here in Springdale, in East Springdale on Butterfield Coach. They're right across the street. It's fairly new. I think it's only like 2-3 years old, and it's a disaster when you walk in there. But man, you can find some pretty good deals. Now the question is, how long do they work for? Right? Maybe we'll have those cool NASCAR style jackets with hogs and sponsorships. Camo, I was thinking the exact same thing about the people who are complaining, especially the Facebook folks that are complaining about this. How many of them watched NASCAR back in the day? And all those cars are littered with sponsors. Some gorgeous cars, by the way, in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. Man, are you kidding me? Go look up some of those NASCARs, the NASCARs in that era. Oh, man, Mark Martin's Valvoline car. It was a Ford Taurus. I always thought that was weird. That car and that paint job is immaculate. It's gorgeous, right? It's gorgeous. We won't talk about the DuPont team, old Jeff Gordon. Much like athletics under Hunter. Oh, all dollar stores are disasters. Yeah. So again, if you're in here and you haven't already, take the poll: for or against corporate logos on Arkansas jerseys. Take the poll. Yeah. Well, I would say Razorback football for sure, Texan. Yeah. I would say Razorback football for sure has been rough. I guess we can pull that down now. Yeah, so that is the post chat. We're going to do a post live comment XP bonus for we're going to make this worth. We just did a wheel earlier. I think we can make this worth. I think we can make it worth 10K. 10,000 XP, and that's the question. Tell me if you're for or against in the post live chat, right? Down in the comment section. Tell me if you're for or against this idea of the corporate logos, and then tell me why if you want. But yeah, they're making another left turn. Yeah, Captain Bailey ASMR Marlboro sponsor cars were always super sick looking. Yeah, you're not wrong, man. That whole era, the whole era of NASCAR, they're very rarely, like my favorite, like we were always Team Roush Racing because of Mark Martin, right, and his affiliation with Roush. Of course, Mark Martin is from Batesville, Arkansas. That's the only reason. Like my dad and his dad got to watch him race dirt track racing back in the day. Yeah, I grew up around NASCAR. I loved it. I love stock car racing. Could never get into the F1 or the open wheel stuff. But anyways, all those cars were gorgeous. One of my favorite cars was the John Deere car driven by Chad Little. That green and yellow Ford Taurus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So is Tyson really all in? Don't know. I guess so. I guess so, right? That relationship. You talk about being symbiotic. That's certainly one, right? Let's see. Just bit my lip. Oh, okay. Just bit my lip eating hamburger steak. I don't know that's not really relative to what we're talking about, Fish, but thank you. Don't slap these logos on baseball unis. Oh, it's coming, Austin. It's coming. Especially, Arkansas is one of the more visible teams in college baseball. I bet your ass they're going on those baseball jerseys. I would make it like NASCAR with different logos all over the jerseys. Again, I think that's kind of where we're headed here. With these. Winston used to give away cartons of cigarettes back in the 90s. It was crazy. I smoked back in those. Those were the days. As Mark Rock 63. Oh man, I got to go to Charlotte twice. That's some of the most fun I've ever had in my life, man. Me and my dad going to Charlotte. Been to Fort Worth once. I always wanted to go to Bristol. Always wanted to go to Bristol because that's short track. That's half-mile track. It's bumper to bumper. It's exciting. I always wanted to go to Bristol. And now I haven't kept up with NASCAR in probably 20-something years, man. Since Mark Martin kind of retired, I didn't really pick up another driver. The sport got kind of stale after Winston sold the rights. I think they sold them to Nextel, right? And then Nextel collapsed, and then I don't even know who the hell runs NASCAR now. That's how separate I am from it. But yeah, this has that feeling of NASCAR though, doesn't it? You're slapping the logos on the jerseys. It does have that feeling. Been at Talladega a couple of times. I never want to go to Talladega or Daytona because the tracks are massive. You've got the best seat in the house is in your living room. I'm sure the infield is a hell of a time. I just have no desire to go to them huge tracks. If true, they'll make Chad tattoo the logo on his forehead. Okay. Captain Bailey ASMR says Chad tattoo what on his forehead? Isn't that crazy? He's back at Clemson. Man, that's wild. Transplant Texas says size and location of the patches are a concern. Yeah, and I agree. That is the concern. I think too, there's going to be people who don't really give a damn as long as NIL is benefiting, as long as the university's benefiting. But I do think you have to draw a line somewhere, right? You can't have those giant. You can't have the giant logo on the shoulder. Like it can't be like it's just got to just where you can kind of see it there, right above or below the SEC logo. I don't think I've ever watched NASCAR. You're not missing anything today. It used to be the shit. Darrell Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, that McDonald's car. Oh, you talk about a gorgeous car. Got to do infield at Dega, says Kerber. I've heard it's great. I meant Ryan. Oh, you meant Ryan. My bad. Okay. Yeah. I bet he's all in on this, huh? So Arkansas taking on Florida on Saturday. Really quick here. I did not ask. I didn't do a poll on that, and we're going to go ahead and end this poll. And I want to know where you guys. Let's end the poll. 4 absolutely won that poll, by the way. Look at that, 75%. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really thought it'd be the other way around. I really did. I know we've got the Arkansas diehard folks. I'm not going to put. Well, maybe I should. Hold on. The people that pick Arkansas no matter what. Let's not get it twisted here. Florida's 7, right? Am I crazy? They're 7th. They are really good, and right now they look like a Final Four, legit Final Four team. Tell me, again, you can. You're going to take the poll here. Florida. Oh, YouTube, you are a bastard. Tell me, Arkansas at Florida, who wins? Here we go. Just take the poll there. There's our second poll. We don't ever do 2 polls in the same live show. But feel free to tell me why you think the way you do, especially if you're picking Arkansas to win this. Number 20, Arkansas, at number 7, Florida. I need to open up my email and look to see the last time, because it always has that information. Oh my God, the university. There's so many emails here, and I didn't put a favorite on it. So I don't actually know the last time we won down there. So I thought someone said we won there, and good Lord. Well, I've got the Arkansas A&M. Maybe they haven't sent the email out yet. So I don't know the last time Arkansas won down there. I don't see the email with Arkansas and Florida sent by the U of A. So they usually send those out to the media. Like normally it's like a couple of days before, and I guess they haven't sent them out. So I don't have that information for you. I don't know the last time they won down there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it feels like going down there and winning in any damn sport. It's just always been a challenge for the university. On top of that, Florida is damn good. And obviously one of the keys is going to be winning the rebound battle. And I just don't know that I see that happening against these guys. This is, like I said last night, this is water and oil. And you got to hope that Arkansas could find a way. Man, I really thought they'd sent that email, because normally what they do is they send you an email and it gives you all the information on the two teams, like their history, and I'm just not seeing it. Oh, I've got the A&M Zoom. I've got the Red Wolves baseball. I've got everything but the. Yeah, so I guess they just haven't sent it yet. That's disappointing. To be fair, I wasn't exactly planning on doing this live. So, anyways, I'm sure someone in chat's going to clear that up, or maybe down in the comments. But yeah, Arkansas, not a fantastic history down there in any sport. Florida is obviously good, and both these teams are playing. You can argue they're playing their best ball, and I could be wrong. If Arkansas, and I do lean towards Florida winning this, I don't see this as a huge, like a blowout loss, but anything is possible. We have seen Arkansas before, right? A while back, we have seen them get absolutely curb stomped to very much inferior opponents. And of course that was then, this is now. That wouldn't happen if you replayed those games tomorrow. Those losses, I just don't think they happen. Now, you could have just met or met up with Georgia and Auburn on just nights that they just couldn't miss, and that was their night, right? But there was more than that going on. Arkansas was just playing some horrible basketball, and they were still, I think, kind of it was difficult for them to find their real chemistry and their strengths at those times. And then Acuff decided to become an absolute manimal, and we're seeing guys, Leak is kind of up and down. He's not a super consistent guy on offense or defense, but I think you're seeing Acuff play better defense. You're seeing Brazil lately play better defense. You're seeing Ewan play better on offense. And obviously now Billy Richmond, who's the best two-way player on the floor. And he's becoming a factor, not just on defense and on offense, which is what that means, right? Talking about a two-way player. Arkansas is firing all cylinders. I still think the defense, like I said last night, I don't think that's a Sweet 16 defense, but I do think they are getting better. And who knows, man, Arkansas, they get one of these, it feels like no matter the coach, they get one of these games every year. They get a win they're not supposed to get, whether that's on a neutral floor at home or on the road. They always seem to get one, sometimes two wins they're not supposed to get. Happened a few times under Mike Anderson, right? Maybe this is that game, and you can catch Florida on an off night. Maybe you can really make a stance and show just how improved you are against Florida, or you hit a brick wall and they run you out of the arena. I don't know. But obviously rebounding and trying to play your brand of ball is so important against Florida. If you lose your way – and now here's the thing. Again, they have multiple ways Arkansas can beat you on offense. The problem is, you go back to the defense. And how easy it is to score in the post on Arkansas. And I haven't really seen that in terms of production. Now, there are individual guys that are playing better, but overall as a product around the post, close to the rim, that has been my biggest gripe. I'm not saying I was the I wasn't the first to complain about it, but I know I was very vocal about it early on. There's something wrong with this defense. I couldn't put my finger on it, and the more you watch, it was like, oh yeah, the front court is abysmal. They're just pushed around and out of position constantly. So they got to get that part figured out, and I don't. We'll see where they're at on Florida. Florida's going to be a good test for your front court. It's going to be a hell of a test for your front court. Obviously, you're going to want to play to your strengths to where you don't have to rely on your front court so much. But I don't know, man. We'll see how that works out. Oh, we got a $5 super chat. Ty, do a movie preview voice. We're going to throw the Gators down. So is that what you want me to say? Arkansas. Hold on. See, I can't do it on command. I got to think of it, and then I can do it. Razorbacks. No, hold on. This summer. That's not. I guess technically it's this winter. This winter, Arkansas. Going down to Gainesville. See, I can't do it. Damn it. I can't do it on command. I'm sorry. I need water now. All I've got is booze over here. Arkansas gonna win. There you go. That's the best I can do. There you go. What's up, Judd? How you doing, man? Hey, make sure you guys, I didn't ask you to do it, but make sure you, or maybe I did. I'm sorry. I did ask you, but make sure you share the content, like, share, hit the subscribe button, all the fun stuff. Please don't let shows. Oh, Doug Shows. Okay, Doug, don't let him be the official. Yeah, we don't know who it is. Like I said, I've been refreshing my email since we've been live, and I still haven't. I feel like normally by now, I got the Zoom link, but I can't. I don't see anything on this on this matchup. So, anyways, there's that, right? Tipsy Ty. Oh no! I gotta get up early in the morning. Oh, so you know better, man. It's a weeknight. Friday night, Saturday night. That's a different story. Possibilities much higher then. I'm good with a logo patch on the shoulder like the NBA does, as long as it's not covered like the WNBA unis. Yeah. Your movie preview voice is top notch. I can't do it on command. This is why I can never be in that line of work. Although, to be fair, AI is putting those people out of work. So, all Arkansas fans will be praying Doug Shows and Don Daly get assigned elsewhere on Saturday. Oh, man. Yeah, you're going to need all the luck you can get there, right? And that's part of it. Take the poll. Number 20, Arkansas, at number 7, Florida, who wins. 52% of you think it's Arkansas, 48% Florida. Feel free to take the poll. I pick Florida tie. I think our guys make it close. Hopefully, just want that double bye in the tournament and rest and heal up. Yeah, I think win or lose, you're gonna get the double bye. I think win or lose, they're gonna get the double bye because you should beat. Now Texas can be scrappy. I don't see them coming into Bud Walton. And that's the other thing too, right? Like they've already had some losses they shouldn't have had. Hopefully you got all those out of the way, but they should be able to take care of business against Texas. I don't know where we're projected right now if you were to lose at in Florida and against Mizzou on the road. I think you're still in line as long as you win that Texas game and you've already got the A&M game out of the way. I think you're in line still to get the double bye. I'm pretty sure, of course, other games have got to be played, so I get that. 55% of you picking Arkansas. I mean, I'm not – listen, where it's at, we're not real high on the votes, and the poll's only been up for about 10 minutes. But this is about what I thought you guys would do. It is. I figured it would be you'd swing towards Arkansas. And, hey, you know what? Fan is short for fanatic, by God. Hogs are nothing, right? Razorbacks by 90. Hogs by 90. Austin says, this is my Friday. Well, yeah, we're on different schedules, brother. Yeah. I got to get up early. Yeah, that dude last night stepped on his ankle. Oh, talking about Acuff. Yeah, I know. I think he's fine, though. I liked his comment when he was talking about his team needed him or whatever. That was great. I don't know how you don't. I don't know how he slips out of the top 8. I just, even with the defense, I don't know how he slides out of the top 8. So, yeah. Okay. Story of our lives, right? I know, right? Exactly. Hey, we're getting predictions up. They should be up today, maybe tomorrow. So if you're in Tuss Talk Discord, look out for those predictions. Like I said, Patreon video is up. It's for free. You don't have to pay. There's no entry fee or anything like that. You can literally go watch my latest video. I think it's like 10 minutes long. I would say you could, download the Patreon app and you can go that way. Some people have kind of had some issues with the app. If you do sign up for Patreon, by the way, to become a paid member, don't go through Apple. I don't know, maybe they've cleaned it up, but I've heard the setup is it's not great. I'm not sure. I always play odds, and Florida is due for a loss. That is also fair. Arkansas already got theirs out of the way, right? Like the one, even though they were playing good ball, we thought they were turning it around, then they lose at home to Kentucky. That was that wake-up call, maybe. Maybe that's what that game was. I don't know. Maybe that's what that game was. So maybe now it's Florida's turn. But Florida's also had some losses this year that were just also, and some close wins too that you thought they'd win by a larger margin. They are on the matchup predictor. I think Florida, what did we say yesterday? Like 70%? Was it 70-30 or something wild? Just crazy. I mean, I get that it's in. Yes, 80-20. That's right. 79.8%. That's wild, dude. That's very high. I don't know how many opponents have had north of 75% against Arkansas this year on the matchup predictor. So again, 7:30 p.m. I will be doing the post game. They're playing this thing down in Gainesville. So I am in the Arkansas likely loses club. Anything is possible. That's what this game feels like. Absolutely anything is possible. Yeah, Florida has been beat. Never say never for they have. Never say never for Hog win on Saturday. Mark Rock says I'm tired. I'm retired. Been there, done that. Getting up early. Yeah. Acuff only had like 5 points with 15 minutes left. Yeah, it was 5 points in the first half, Fish. And to put up the stats he did is wild, which is why I struggled not giving him the gold chain last night. It's just insane how easily he can turn it on. He has the vision. He has the floor vision of like a fifth-year senior, and he has the talent of a top 10, an automatic lottery pick player. Like he's got those things combined as a player. It's absurd. I mean, it's just absurd how good he is. And again, I think maybe this was mentioned in Discord or something like about Acuff and his 5 points. I wasn't concerned about it. I thought he would pick it up. Now, I thought he'd end up with like 15 points. I didn't think he would, end up with 20 plus. D-Mac would fumble early some games too. Self-recover, Fish ended. So he's talking to Fish. Okay, Fish must have said something crazy. Ended with games with 150 yards, two tugs, one passing touchdown. Camo, I don't think you're old enough to drink, right? You're a minor, is that right? I think maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just not sure what you're saying here. Okay, comparing him to D-Mac. Oh, I see. Anything is possible with Acuff. I still pick Florida to win, though. Yeah, I think you and I are right there, Judd. I just don't want to see you crashing out. Don't be a crash out, Kyle, in Tuss Talk Discord, okay? Don't be a crash out, Kyle. Leave the drywall alone. Put the Monster energy drink down, okay? Acuff, there are not enough words to describe his play, his stats, and his impact he's made on this team. Elite, yeah. No, there's really not. He's just been fantastic, and it goes without saying. But again, I think the guy that needs even more publicity is Billy Richmond. He's just been he's been insane. Like he's going off in ways none of us thought he was capable of doing. His season average it's risen in points. Not by a lot. He's right at about 11 points. That's his season average, right? But his last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, he's shooting roughly. Listen to this. This is wild, okay? 13 points against LSU. All right, that's kind of more of the same. But then the last 4 games, against Auburn, 25 points. At Alabama, 20 points. And, that was a game he only shot 53%. Against Auburn, he shot 80%. Yeah, I mean, several of those were layups, but still, or close to the rim points. Against Missouri, he shot 64%. 21 points. A&M, 61.5%, 23 points. He also had 2 steals, a block. Yeah, in every one of these games outside of Alabama, he had at least a block and a steal in all those games but 2. He had 3 steals against Auburn, 3 steals against Missouri, and 2 steals against A&M. And again, these are all games he scored 20-plus points. His season high was 25 against Auburn, where he shot, again, 80%. Just crazy game for him there, 4 assists. And he's had an assist in every single one of those games. All but one, it's a minimum of 2 assists. Like LSU might have been his kind of, his opportunity there. And you could talk about Knox not being out there and how that's impacting everything and how the rotation, obviously is switched up just a little bit. But he's getting minutes, man. I mean, every single one of these games, including LSU, is 36 minutes, 38 minutes, 34 minutes, 35, and 34. Those are his last 5 games. He's getting the minutes, and the production is through the roof. His worst shooting percentage game is 52.5 or 52.6% against Alabama. I mean, he is, and then that along with how good he is on defense. Billy Richmond is absolutely him. 6'6", 205-pound sophomore. His overall numbers do not do him justice on the year. They don't do him justice. Not that they're terrible. 11 points, about 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 58% shooting. It's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still not doing him justice the way he's played these last 6 games. Just incredible. Incredible. Camo says I'm 35. Oh. Okay, my bad. I thought you were one of the ones that DM'd me a while back on X. Okay. Or no, I had someone's dad email me. That's what it was. I had someone's dad email me, and I was telling me about how his kid was really looking into getting into content creation. I thought it was your dad. So that's why I had it in my head that you were probably like 19, 20. Okay, my boy will be 14 years old. Okay, so yeah, all right. I got you confused. My bad. My bad, bro. Got to realize a lot of people have DM'd me over the years, and a lot of people have come through my chat. So I'm probably going to get you mixed up with somebody. But you are an OG. Billy has become the alpha of the returning 4, hands down. He has. He absolutely has. I agree with that. He has. He's really turned it on, and you got to love it. I think we're better without Knox. What? Hold on. Knox does offer something on defense. It's just not been there this year. I wouldn't say, listen, I think the roles, obviously if he were to come back, he's going to have to earn minutes back, right? There's no doubt about that. He's going to have to earn minutes back. But on defense, he could be white on rice, man. I mean, he could be pretty tough to shake, and he's got some ups. He can rack up blocks. He can get a little handsy, knock some balls loose. I mean, he is capable on defense. What we haven't seen from him, I'm not saying he's the best defender, by the way. I'm not saying that. What we haven't seen on him is that offensive turnaround that he had, especially later in the season last year. And he can he can stretch the floor a little bit. He can knock down the 3 ball. Yeah. Jetster, I'd like to take. Let's see. I would take Carter coming off the bench right now in a minute. Yeah, I think he gives you something. The problem is we're not seeing the quality minutes, right? If he were to get 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, we're not seeing the quality minutes on the floor out of him. That's kind of been the problem, right? But when he's on, he could absolutely start knocking down the 3 ball and be a problem. Again, he could be a pretty decent problem on both ends. For sure. Camo says, we need Knox, but in my opinion, we don't see this version of BR3, unfortunately, without Knox out. That's also fair. What is Addison? What's Addison talking about here? Might as well put Zaxby's on our uniforms. Are they from Mississippi? I thought Zaxby's was Louisiana. Yeah, y'all don't have a Walmart, do you, down there? What do you have? What is Mississippi like? Big corporate. FedEx is in Memphis, right? FedEx is to the north of y'all. That's in Memphis. What the hell do y'all have? There's got to be some restaurants. I mean, there's got to be some good Southern food from there. Who's the one from? So Popeyes is based out of New Orleans. Oh, Zaxby's is from Georgia. Okay. Oh, Piggly Wiggly, is that from Mississippi? Oh, come on. Surely they've got a bigger company than that. Slim's is Arkansas-based. That is correct. Fayetteville, Arkansas. That old location, back when they were just one spot, that one location, 2003, 2004? Bro, there wasn't better chicken in town. It's not the same. I'm not saying I don't like Slim's. I do like Slim's. Those in-house made sauces are fantastic. FedEx is all about. Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, FedEx is in Memphis. You know they were almost in Little Rock. Google that. That was almost in Little Rock. I think we've talked about that before. Where did he go? I want to talk about Mississippi. I want to talk about Mississippi companies. Zaxby's Chicken. Okay, so he is saying it's Mississippi made. Okay, well, hey, there you go. There you go, little fella. You guys got Zaxby's at least. Come on, you may not have a Walmart or a J.B. Hunt or a Tyson's or a George's Chicken, Slim's. You may not have those, although Zaxby's is bigger than Slim's, right? I think they have more locations. You could go on and on about Texas. My God, they've got everybody. Whataburger. Was it Chick-fil-A or is Chick-fil-A another Georgia? I feel like Chick-fil-A is Georgia. If I was both Knox and Billy, I'd come back next year to hone in their skills better, says James Huff. James, the way Billy Richmond's playing, I really don't know. Oh, yeah, we do have 7 Brew. Good point, Judd. They are growing like crazy. Northwest Arkansas, baby, that effect. I'm telling you. Wright's Barbecue. They're not global, but they're growing. You can get their sauces at Walmart. But Billy Richmond, you might have to fight to get back. You might have to fight to get him back if he keeps playing like this. And imagine if his game continues to grow. Imagine if his game continues to grow, because it feels like he's still getting better like week to week, man. It's crazy. Or game to game, rather. It's not like it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, but yeah, 7 Brew's legit. I like me some 7. Harps? Hey, they may not have like a ton of locations. Do you guys know they're $1 billion revenue in 24? Harps and their chicken, I'm sorry, it's the best chicken it's fantastic. I love me some Harps chicken. God bless Martha Harps and her lovely buns. Mark says Billy won't be back. I think there's a good chance he's not coming back. Arkansas needs Piggly Wiggly as a sponsor. Imagine having a pig head on our jersey. Yeah, there ain't none of them up here. It's still wild to me that Buc-ee's. Did they build the one in Benton? Is that one open in Benton, Arkansas? Or Bryant? Was it Bryant or Benton that Buc-ee's is supposed? I cannot believe they didn't open up here with I-49. You could have built that thing in Bentonville. Could have put it up in Fayetteville. The thing would explode. Joe Cool says, no way. Billy is gone. Yeah, I tend to believe that Billy is likely gone. I don't think it's impossible, Joe. I don't think it's impossible he comes back. I mean, remember, Knox was projected at one point as a late first-round pick, and obviously didn't go his way. I could see him doing something like what Knox did. Doesn't hire an agent and kind of plays it that way, right? Arkansas-based David's Burgers, Tacos for Life, 7 Brew. That's right. Tacos for Life they started in Fayetteville, right? I think I remember that. Their first one, maybe I'm wrong. The first one was in, I Oh, over there by the old Showbiz Pizza, where Whole Foods used to be. What do they call that shopping center right there? They were like right in there. I think that was Tacos for Life. See, man, y'all get a fat boy talking about food. I'm sorry, it's going to take over. Oh, here we go. Brim coming in with the I told you so's. All right, let's get ready to read this. Ty, I told you a couple of weeks ago, Acuff, Lotto, Leak, late first, Billy Go, early second, getting guaranteed contract like Jay will. I don't know, Brim. I don't know. But again, Leak was not, when you said that, I looked it up, man. ESPN didn't have him in the top. This was at the time when you said that. I was going to do an I told you so segment. He was not in their top 30 or top 35. He wasn't even in their top 35, I don't think. He wasn't in NBC Sports. He wasn't in NBC Sports' mock draft. I think Bleacher Report might have had Leak at like 30th, I think. So there's some other way better predictable non-big big corporate people that make their own NBA mock boards. And I looked at several of those, and I think I saw one of those that had Leak like 25th. And there was, I think the highest I saw him, someone had him at like 20th. But for the most part, the big boards and some of the other boards that I've looked at and that I've kind of trusted over the years, he wasn't on any of those. And I haven't looked since then. That was a week ago. So I haven't, maybe a little longer than that. Maybe a week and a half. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, he is now. I think he is starting to build. I don't care if our jersey looks like a NASCAR if we get the best. So Jody, you don't care if they've got if they get like the Walmart logo on one shoulder, Tyson on the other, JB Hunt somewhere. We got to put Fletcher or George's Chicken on the ass. Depends on who's got the rights. The one worked for was owned by a company out of Kentucky. Well, we know what Kentucky's got. They're a bunch of alcoholics in Kentucky. Brim the soothsayer. Yeah, I think Brim is probably as correct as I am. I think him and I are batting similar, okay? I'm wrong sometimes. He's wrong sometimes. It happens. We still don't know that Leak is going. Like right now, I would lean. I think I'm leaning more towards maybe Billy Richmond would go and Leak come back. I don't think Leak is he's having a good year, but I don't think he's having the kind of year that would catapult him to where he wants to be versus what he could make at NIL coming back year two and improving on his game. There's no doubt Leak's got work on defense. He's not being projected at anywhere that I've seen as a lottery. And if you're generally not picked somewhere around lottery, there's a possibility you could probably lure some of those guys back. And Leak could be someone that you could get back. I think there's a chance right now, and I'm not saying that he's better or worse than Billy Richmond, just based on their current, like how they're projecting on the floor. Billy has passed Leak. I think we could all agree with that. Billy is the better player on the floor. Obviously, Acuff is the best player on the floor offensively. It's not even close. But Billy Richmond is climbing and climbing fast. And both things could be true. They're not mutually exclusive, right? They could both still go to the first round. You could be right. I mean, I really don't care. At the end of the day, great. If they both get drafted, whatever. I feel pretty good that Cal's going to be able to replace whatever they lose. Listen, you know me. I don't get salty. I don't get too salty about getting wrong. I do get salty when I'm not giving my damn flowers, though. I get salty about that when I'm not giving my flowers. But there's a chance. Listen, you could have 3 first-round picks here, and Brazil could float his way in maybe the early second round if he can be, get consistent and play like what he was doing at the end of last year, right? BBN in shambles after I posted the Acuff in Kentucky uniform. I must have missed that. They're in shambles. Are they broken over it? Oh, God, you got to love it. Malik is gone. Billy is true. 50-50. Yeah, Mitch. I don't know. NBA teams want the young guys that have high ceilings. Well, there's a lot of guys with high ceilings. The question is who you taking first? What's your position of need? I don't think. Listen, some of you in chat were telling me last year that Knox was gone. And some of you are in here right now telling me that Knox was gone, and I kept doubting it, and he wasn't. He came back. So I'm just saying we don't know anything yet. Let it play itself out. I really don't care because I feel. You want these guys to come back, right, for continuity, and having these guys back, building their game in an Arkansas jersey would be fantastic. But I feel so damn confident in what Cal can do, especially with this incoming freshman class. I think he's going to add a fourth. I'm pretty confident he's adding a fourth. And I think they're going to get somebody back next year. Wagner, Knox. You're going to have some pieces back for next year. I just feel confident in whatever they do next year. Wish anybody luck who leaves. At the moment, I really think it's Acuff, the only lottery pick at the moment. But who knows, right? When they get through the tournament and then they do the testing and everything, we'll see. And we'll see who hires agents, who doesn't. And we'll go from there. But right now, I think it's too early to act like we know for sure. I don't think anybody knows for sure. But in my opinion, Billy Richmond has passed Leak up. Now, I do think Leak does have a higher ceiling. I do think Leak's ceiling is a little bit higher. And we know the NBA does draft on that very thing, on the ceiling, as much as what the tape tells them, right? Leak is a perfect fit for the NBA. Billy doesn't have reliable enough jumper yet. I wouldn't say. Well, he's a different kind of player. He's a slasher. He's a finisher at the rim. Unfortunately, the NBA, that's not as much of a priority as a stand-up shooter is now, right? Like shooters, floor stretchers, guys that play well out in the perimeter. That's where their game is, or who have the mid-range game. That's where the NBA's at. They might as well just play five guards. I don't even know the purpose of playing a big anymore. I know not everybody does that. I know that's not the main identity of the NBA, but it just feels like it's been heading that way for a while. Billy's played better, and Billy still could test for the NBA at a high level. Let's not sit here and act like this was some chump they got out of high school. Remember, he's like one of the top 12 all-time prospects Arkansas signed according to 247 Sports. Let's not act like this dude wasn't something special coming out of high school. I think he has potential to play at the next level, but I would lean towards Leak having the higher ceiling. Ty want them to get drafted high and add prestige to the university. The more the more first-round draft picks, the better for Arkansas. It just looks great. They have become an NBA factory in the 2020s. They have become an NBA factory. Maybe not as many lottery picks as I kind of thought they would have had. But we're just now year two under Cal. But under Musselman and the success that we had, the kind of, the McDonald's All-Americans, all those, you can talk about the Nick Smith stuff, really thought even after his injury he would still be taken higher than he was. I thought they'd have, 2-3 more lottery picks, but still they've become an NBA factory, man. It's like, Jalen Williams just scored 30 points for Oklahoma City. He just had a big game, right? We've seen Black do some great things in his limited time in Orlando. Walsh certainly looked like a guy that might play his way into rotation in Boston or get more minutes in somewhere like Boston. It stretches all across. Nick Smith, like all these names, and they're all like you hear about them and read about them. That's nothing but good, positive optics for the University of Arkansas. When you're seeing former Razorbacks get glazed by the national media, by the NBA people, that's a big deal, man. It just makes you look that much better. And then on top of that, having Cal's plethora of guards in the league and them constantly glazing him and his numbers and how much money they've earned and his players, it's just nothing but good things for the University of Arkansas. But I care more about the Razorbacks than I do Cal's own numbers, because we know the majority of that was at Kentucky. We know the majority of that was elsewhere, not at Arkansas. I want these Arkansas. I want them to brag about the Razorbacks, about guys like Nick Smith and Black and Walsh and Williams and Isaiah Joe and all that. Like, I want them to glaze those players. That's what's good for Arkansas. The Musselman crew, so yeah, and I, listen, I can remember a few years ago pulling up Twitter and you'd see Daniel Gafford making a highlight. Bobby Portis in his eyes, right, and the damage he did in Milwaukee. It's fun and it's good for Arkansas. The optics are great when you can produce, when you can become an NBA factory the way that Arkansas has. Again, I don't give a shit. If they leave, they leave. I don't care if I'm wrong. I hope I'd like for them to come back. I don't really care. If they go, they go. I am so confident in what Cal can do and how he could turn a roster and what he's done at Arkansas. Now, obviously, if they're one and done in the tournament, we might have second thoughts, right? But at the moment, I really don't care. And obviously, his body of work pretty well proven what he can do, especially with incoming freshman guards. So, at the end of the day, I want everyone that's a Razorback or, that's from the state of Arkansas, I want them to have success, but especially if they're coming out of a Razorback jersey. That's what matters most to me. I have a little something on a freshman I'm going to drop in Patreon. Hey, all right, Mitch, go do it. Absolutely. Cal's going to take care of Wags. Yeah, I think Wags is for sure coming back, and I think that's a big deal. I think getting someone like Wags back is a big deal, and I think he's coming back. Acuff has low-key become my favorite player, college or NBA. Dude, he's so fun to watch. It's crazy. Tacos for Life is from Conway. Okay. Well, I know their first one, typical NWA elitism. I know the one that they built across from the old Showbiz Pizza in Fayetteville, across from the VA hospital. That must have just been the first one in maybe Northwest Arkansas. I'm pretty sure that was a Tacos for Life. I know it was a big deal when they built it. Whatever that damn restaurant is, it may not even be a Tacos for Life. Hell, I don't know, but I know it was a big deal. I heard earlier today that Cal sniffed around the Ohio State job before we got him. Thank God he came here. I don't know about all that. That sounds like Musselman to Louisville bullshit. You remember that? And who was calling that shit out? This guy right here. I said, no way is he leaving Arkansas to go to Louisville. If he goes anywhere, what did I say, chat? Give me my roses. I said he's going to go back out west. If there's any of those jobs that open up, you ought to be worried. And guess what happened? That's what that sounds like to me. I don't think he was. That's bullshit, Fish. We're going to call bullshit on that, Fish. Let's just do it together. Say it with our whole chest. Bullshit. Ohio State wishes they could get someone like Cal. I wish I could go to enemy territory Saturday and watch the Hogs upset the apple cart to a 3 seed. Hey, Brim's giving me my roses. All right. I got to come up with a graphic. Look at that. Ty was on point about Muss leaving to the West. That's right. Thank you. Although it's probably pretty damn obvious, though, right? I appreciate that. All right, everybody. Let's make sure we like, share, hit the subscribe button. It's always fun. These are always a blast. There's so much ball left too, right? I mean, we still got the SEC tournament after the season's over with these, what are we at? 3 games left on the year. And then, of course, March Madness. We know Arkansas is they've been a lock for the NCAA tournament. Now the question is seeding. It's starting to look good. I know that's another topic of conversation between myself and Brim and some other people. I'll just say this, man, more the merrier. I am a little bit surprised at some of the teams that have fallen lately. And that was a thing that I think we all agree with at the time, that you got to have those other teams fall. And you're starting to see some of these guys look a little shaky. Arkansas's, I say what you want about all the other, the brackets and who's putting theirs out. We won't know until the dust settles. I still lean towards a 5 seed, but I really think now, listen, Brim is probably going to be correct if Arkansas continues to play at this level, that they could be a 4 seed. Now, again, you're splitting hairs with a 5 and a 4 seed. You really are. But obviously it just looks better on paper when you're a 4 seed. But your path is supposed to not be as challenging, right? But we know how that works out. So yeah, you can't act like Knox draft stock last summer in leagues right now are in this. You must be behind, Brady. Well, they're not. I wasn't saying that, but I was also saying that there was a lot of people telling me that Knox was it's a right wrong conversation, Brady. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. Of course they're not. Of course, man. Calm down. I told you, Ty. The top teams had to play each other. That is fair. I mean, of course, they had to play each other. I just expected the usuals to keep winning, and in these last 3 or so weeks, that's not really been the case. They've looked shaky, and I would have no problem even if Arkansas lost a close game to Florida and then beat Texas, that they probably should be a 4 seed. And then I wonder what the Missouri game does, if anything at all, because it's a road game. I wonder what that would do, right? If Michigan State loses to Purdue tonight, we might move into the last 4 seed. Yeah, Michigan State has also they've moved down a little bit, I think, on most brackets. If we only lose one more game, we may be top 3 seed. Again, at this point, this is where I bow out. Now we get into areas I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts. A lot of other teams need to keep losing, and Arkansas has to keep playing at a high level. At the end of the day, yeah, you'd love to be a top 3 seed. At the end of the day, just play your game, take it one game at a time, and however the cookie crumbles, you just got to deal with it. So, yeah. All right. That is it. Shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. Better than the best down there in Conway and Central Arkansas. No one does it better down there. 501-244-3667. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. Hundreds, actually 1,000+ 5-star reviews. Better than the rest. 501-244-3667. That's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Travis was in chat a minute ago, and I think he left us. He probably got busy. But I appreciate all of you for being here. Please share the content on the way out. And I see you guys doing it. Brim and Mac, Woo Pig Dustino. I see you guys sharing the content. I really do appreciate that. Austin, you guys are great. So, yeah, that's it. I told you we might be live again. I wasn't expecting this kind of news, but I'm glad we could knock one last live out before Saturday. I will be live, and I don't know. Hopefully I am, sober by the end of that game. I'll see you guys Saturday night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.